Three reasons for today's bullish markets, guys. Wow, we saw real big gains in global equities, in AUD, NZD, CAD, SEK, NOK, crude oil, you name it. If it was a risk asset, it made big gains today. Three main reasons why. So most recently, so this happened about just after, around about the midday London time on Monday, Moderna, a US pharmaceutical company, released the results of a phase 1 trial of a vaccine for coronavirus. And the trial went really well. Basically, the participants that took part in the study, after a certain number of days, I think it was 43 days, they had levels of antibodies that fight coronavirus that were pretty much as high as people that have had and recovered from coronavirus. They had even more antibodies in some of the higher dosages of this vaccine. So really promising study there. The final study we're going to get the results for in July. So hopefully we're going to be able to say there is a vaccine by July. Obviously there's a difference between having a vaccine and creating, 7 billion of these vaccines. Those logistical challenges are also going to have to be met. But there's a good chance that we could be having mass production of a vaccine this year, which, to be honest, has come as a big surprise to the markets. Most people are saying it would take at least until 2021 or even later to get a vaccine out there and into the population. So the sooner we can get a vaccine, the better, because we can just go back to normal life, basically. And markets were loving that news about that trial. Two other things as well, really lifting sentiment. The Fed, so Fed Chair Powell, yesterday he was just giving comments. And he was kind of doing his own version of whatever it takes that we had from the ECB President Draghi all those years ago. He said the Fed isn't out of ammo, there's plenty more they can do. There's no limit to what they can do is pretty much what he said. So very dovish Fed Chair Powell there, which has really pumped up hopes of more Fed stimulus. And guys, we all know how much stock markets, bond markets, just markets in general, risk assets love Fed stimulus. The other thing is we've actually had some good news on the reopening side for the US in particular. So a lot of people were surprised and happy by these headlines over the weekend that I think California, which is the biggest, most populous US state, biggest economy out of the states in the US, is now 75% open, which I think for a lot of people it comes as a surprise. They didn't realize that the reopening was going as quickly as that. I remember the faster we reopen, the better we can get the economy going, and the better that is for risk assets, to be honest. So these three things combined mean that we have seen massive gains in risk assets today. That is pretty much it from me for now, and I will see you in the next one.